Welcome in, everybody. I think I've used that for every single anniversary since those sounds came out, but I'll stop using it when it stops being the best. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. Thank you all for coming. You know I've got it on me. Uh, fuck. We're not just going to get the gotcha there. Thank you all for coming. I was going to try and take a slightly more serious tone at the start of this, but then my ass was genuinely, no word of a lie, running around between like my setup in my own room and the office where I stream from to make sure I had everything done. Jay, when she's had literally months to get ready for this and did basically all of the prep on the afternoon that it was due. You know how it is. Notice this while I've been looking through my VODs. Hold on, I'm about to change the world. There you go. There's been a slight pixel offset between the edge of the window and the edge of my border for like, I don't know how many months. And I noticed it when I was looking through stuff, and it pissed me off so bad. So now it's all fixed. When I can give myself tasks. Exactly. I had so many tasks I wanted to do, but for reasons that will become apparent, it was a little difficult to decide what to focus my attention on going into this, because what this was going to be was kind of undecided until honestly about a week and a half ago. Like, I've been going back and forth on some stuff for a while, but we're not going to talk about that right away, because for starters, let me just say, let me be one of the last people to wish you a happy new year for 2026, because I haven't seen you guys here since oh my god, whenever we did Halo. Like, I don't even remember when that was. Like, early, mid-December? I could check, but, I don't want to interrupt my flow too much right off the rip. But that's the last time you guys saw me here. It's been a while. I had to clean some cobwebs out, or at least give them some stern looks and think, well, you get to it when it's spring cleaning season. I hope you all had a lovely time over the holidays. Obviously, there was some New Year's festivities in the server, but I hope you all had a nice time on your own. And I hope January has been all right. It has not been amazing for me, I will be honest. I came into 2026 riding high, and then was very busy with like just my day job, nothing exciting. Like right off the rip. Um, so it's not been, but like I said this I said this in private, but it's like I can't remember a single time in my life where I've gotten to like February 1st. I'm like, what a nice January I had. They do say one of the worst months really ever, except I have like some friends with birthdays in it, so that's good. But like otherwise, January kind of sucks and is cold and wet, and I have been flat broke because it's Christmas, like still living off December's paycheck. But I hope it's been nothing month or it's terrible. Yeah, that's about right, I think. Yeah, it's all uphill after January though. And hey, you know what else? My anniversary is in January. My anniversary was actually a couple of days ago. My anniversary is the 28th of January, but school rules. If your birthday falls on a weekday, you do the celebration the weekend after. Even though basically nothing about what this is going to be would have precluded me doing it actually on Wednesday, except for the fact I wasn't ready yet. Say April's the cruelest month, but January has hands for real. January does wicked things to a woman's soul. But yes, it is 3 years ago and like a few days. Is when I had my debut, and I have been since October kind of thinking about what that means, because it's a little bit arbitrary to say that this is my anniversary in a way. I mean, obviously, a lot of this is arbitrary, but I don't know. I've kind of been going over it in my head as to like what the serious significance is of that, and I realized that I think I can't really celebrate my third anniversary as it is without maybe telling you a story first. So if you'll indulge me, since it is my special day, I would like to take you on a journey. Because a lot of this has kind of become lost to the sands of time. And it bothers me, has been bothering me, that there isn't really a record of a lot of this stuff. So we're gonna talk about it. Because the journey through the decade, or more than half a decade at this point, actually starts, as you can see, on September the 8th, 2026, almost 6 years this year ago, with, yes, a pit crew. And I'd like to talk you through the context of what that was. Actually, I'm going to quickly open the tabs that I should have done. Again, this is all happening characteristically last minute. I'm sure you're used to it after 3 years. I need to just check something. I know this date in my head. Don't be slow loading. Come on now. Thank you. Now let me see. Let me just load up and make sure I have the timeline of events correct in my head. Oh, wow. I didn't realize. Okay. So the year is 2020. Me and all my friends are mostly just on Tumblr, and it being late 2020, most of us haven't got that much to do. And VTubing, as like a phenomenon, is just starting to break through culturally, certainly into the West, mostly, admittedly, into sort of, let's say, weebier circles. Yeah, oh my god, true, virtual YouTubing, yeah. Like Kizuna Eye has kind of been like popping up. You'll get clips of, like, I remember definitely seeing clips of Hololive 3rd Gen, Pecora and Marine. They were kind of like my first exposure. And the thing I didn't realize that I had to check just now is that legendary figure in the business, Hololive English Myths affiliate Watson, debuted on the 13th of September 2020. So this is pre-Hollow EN by a couple of days. Oh, Kiryu Coco, oh my god, sorry. Sorry for forgetting, Kaicho. Holomyth started on 12/9. Oh my god, they did staggered debuts, didn't they? Right, okay. Yeah. So, wait, hold on. 12/9. Yeah, so this is just about pre-Hollow EN. And it's also... yeah, sorry, I can't read American dates. That threw me for a loop for a second. I had a... I was digging through dates to put this all together, and I was having a hard time translating everything through in my head, because some of it was not written by me. But the point being that it's September in 2020. We're all basically inside, give or take. And also, like, VTubing, virtual YouTubing, is just breaking through. But really the only ones breaking through are like the bigger professional ones, Kizuna Eye, Coco, Marine, Pecora, like, you know, like there isn't really the notion of a non-corporate VTuber, but it being 2020, and bear with me here, Into the Spider-Verse is recent enough in cultural memory that the idea of making a such and such Sona is still kind of around in the zeitgeist, right? Like, we all made Spider Sonas in my circle, certainly, in like 2018, 2019. And Pit Crew also is blowing the fuck up in 2020, again, because everyone is indoors with not much to do, so making fun little images on the computer is a valuable pastime. So, in our circle, like a day or two before, sorry to speak about you, like, I mean, it's better to speak about you when you're here. I'd be saying sorry to speak about you when you weren't here if you're not. Good friend of the channel, the woman who would become Virtual Hero V-Ranger, posted a little, me if I was a VTuber using this same pit crew, and then future former model sibling, Shen Dragonomics, also posted one, and I am very influenceable. And also, it's a social activity. Posting, like, if everyone's posting from a certain pick room, it was a thing. You'd like, oh, I'll open it up and see what I can make. And generally speaking, you made yourself. And I opened it up and made the image you see up on the top of your screen there. And yeah, this pick crew changed the damn world. I will say that both V and Shen, God rest his soul, because he has since graduated, both like adapted their designs quite a bit before they would go on to actually become streamers. Although the seeds are definitely there. I'm not showing them here because that's not my story to tell. It's a bit like showing someone else's baby pictures. But as you can see, looking from the top left to the bottom right of your screen, not a whole lot changed for me, but that would take a while. Now, my first, the next point on this little line of as is July the 7th, 2021, which is when I did my first stream after developing this Sonar, although it is worth noting that between September and July, people who followed me on Tumblr saw a hell of a lot of this, because it kind of just became my blog mascot, almost. Like, it's me, like, this is me now, right? But between like 2020 and 2023, this was more like just like a mascot. Like, I didn't even use this for my this design for my profile picture or avatar icon, whatever you like to call it. But I did have, and I didn't include them here because there wasn't space and I was pressed for time. That is, Lulu, that's literally what this is. That is exactly the guy that this is. You heard about video games? I think that's the name of the file, even. But yes, I had a little image of me in bed, tucked up in pajamas, and similarly sat up in bed in a more light palette for the morning that I would post as a sign-off or a sign-on if I was too tired to sign off the night before. Because again, it's 2020, I wasn't doing anything. So basically every day this design was getting posted and became heavily associated with me, although I still referred to... This was VJ, right? Like V for virtual, even shorter hand for virtual YouTuber, I suppose. VTuber J, shortened to VJ, with an exclamation mark between the V and the J, as is the style for such things. But obviously... those of you who know your scripture know that between September the 8th and July the 7th the following year is a little date called May the 10th. I owe you a quarter every time I use V like that. Yeah, that's why I don't do it anymore. The royalties were getting extreme. But yes, between these two dates is a little date called May the 10th, 2021, which marks the debut of our good friend and boss and the reason that we're all here, Virtual Hero V-Ranger on Twitch.tv, and I had some involvement with the initial stages of that, but that's not the story we're here to tell. But obviously, again, where the boss goes, I will follow, and by July, I thought, you know what? I had done some streaming up to that point. I'd started off streaming out of the PS4, actually, which is very funny. Falling also on May Day, notoriously the most auspicious day of the year. Yeah, no, I'm well versed in the connection between those. The Penis 4, yeah, I started streaming some Bloodborne out of the Penis 4. That was a bootleg ass setup, but those are the pre-history days. That is also what you did, yeah. Again, not my story to tell, but V did stream a bit, like there was streaming in the air before the VTubing thing. But obviously, yes, then V made her debut, and I then thought, well, you know what, I have these Gundam kits hanging around, because that's a thing that V has often done across the years, and I thought, you know, it would be fun if I put together a little stream. So my first stream using this avatar, as it were, was on July the 7th, 2021. So there is an argument to be made that both of these are kind of like my birthday in a way. But yeah, obviously some stuff still is yet to happen. I wasn't even like I'm not even sure. My history is not the best here, but like I don't even know if the notion of a PNG tuber was like seriously a thing by July 2021. Like that whole scene was still kind of breaking through. Obviously a lot changed between, even May of 21 and September of 2020 because like Vroid started existing. Because before that, like part of the reason that we had these as sonas instead of like actual aspirations of VTubing, because like all of us had streamed before, was that Live 2D was like it. If you wanted to be a VTuber, you had to have Live 2D money, and none of us did, especially in 2020. Entire EN indie scene was established by 2021. Okay, I'm glad you're here to know your scripture, because I don't. But yes, like the advent of things like Vroid is basically what made it go from being like us if we were VTubers to we can actually be VTubers. Although obviously Vroid in 2021 was in its fledgling infancy compared to what you can do with it today. By the time I debuted, Corgi and Mocha were already well into their careers. Oh my god, that's true. Ah, God rest his soul. But yes, so I still wasn't. No, I definitely wasn't a PNG tuber. This same little video games image probably was on the screen during that stream, but unfortunately, I can't tell you because there have been basically no records of any of my streams ever. Because, I figured, like, in 2021, I figured that's prehistory, like, if I do this more, like, I don't know what I'm doing, it's not strictly worth saving for posterity. I'll save, like, the serious stuff. There's a lot of J-Lost media, as we will cover moving forward into the second slide. Because November the 2nd, 2021 is a very big date. That is the, I believe that was the second ever Superhero Time watch-along stream, as it was called back then, on which I was invited to guest. And I could easily say the rest is history. Revice and Zenkaija, yeah, we would be, well, I literally wouldn't be here if it weren't for those. I invited, is that true? Did I invite myself? Don't make me check the chat logs right now live on stream. I probably did. I almost certainly did. I asked to be on. Fuck. It's high quality. But yes, November the 2nd, 2021, Zenkaija episode 34 and Revice episode 9. Now, correct me for wrong here, V. I didn't realize when I was looking through to check the dates on this, like I wasn't on every week for a while. Like I was here for this one, and then I don't even think I was on the following week. There are some gaps in it before I become like a regular. Because in my head, the idea was like, you're off maybe 1 or 2 weeks after then you were on forever. Yeah, okay. Because in my head, the notion, because I think you'd already done, I don't even remember what it was, like fucking watching some other Toku related stuff with Rad at that point. So in my memory, this was going to be more of like a cycling out co-hosts to keep things fresh, and then I kind of like I just took up permanent residence. I bought my toothbrush round. Did a few with Rad first. Yeah, that's right. Okay. I do remember. But yeah, so this was my my debut on Twitch under this visage seriously, although it was just a PNG that again dearly departed Gen I actually don't know when he debuted. I'll call him my Gen mate. He's, my model sibling Shen drew for me around the time I made the design. Because I'm in love with you, yeah, that's right. And I joined in there with, I believe, I already had. Oh my god, did I already have this same microphone? I think I might have. God, that's mortifying. In my head, I got this later, but I think I might well have. But I was definitely running it out of my, at the time, already 6-year-old MacBook in my bedroom at my, like, I don't even know if I had a serious desk at that point, with nothing but, like what I could scrounge together in a dream, so the more things change in a way. And from there, I would go on to guest occasionally, and then guest constantly. Then it was just I was the co-host of what became Toku Tuesdays. And then moving on to the next point, February the 26th, 2022, is when this design that you see now had its on Twitch debut. It actually debuted on Tumblr.com 2 days earlier. I was the co-host within a month. It was very quick. I moved in a hurry. But yes, to make a more like serious graphic for the thing, I got this full outfit and the helmet not featured on the thumbnail here. U-Haul lesbian, come on now. Did we seriously debut this design? Yeah, it was on Tumblr first. But yes, because before this, I had a slightly different looking hero suit that was a call it a kit bash from a semi-reference image I had for a different bunny superhero woman who we are not here to talk about. They have their own anniversary. But I had a slightly different pink and blue recolor of that, because if I was going to be on the Toku show, it didn't make sense for me to be wearing a button-down shirt and a sweater and a cardigan. Yeah, it didn't last very long. It was around from, I don't know, like maybe December. It was around for no, it might even have been like just January. Not long. Early 2022, I had that, and then I got the suit that is just a blue version of yours, basically, with my own logo and a cardigan instead of your cool jacket. Society, if I just kayfabe Jukes, if I'd ever figured out how to affect a voice different enough to make that work, we would be living in an entirely different universe right now. Like, everything would be different if I'd ever tried to do that. God knows. But yes, then I made the switch over from the old Kit Bashir suit into the more dedicated one on the on the old Showa Kamen Rider movie stream on February the 26th, 2022. I could have been blonde. I thought about it. Should have made you put V2 on that thing. Well, yeah, maybe you should have, huh? But in any event, that's when this all started. And then, oh, excuse me, I hit my desk. Then moving on to excuse you. There we are, slightly more personal territory. Because I was on for like every single Toku related thing, every single Toku related thing we ever did after that point. At some point, both of us kind of decided, like, hey, I should probably have a third dimension as well, because it's daft that we do this show every single week, and V is 3D, and I am a two-dimensional image. And we know a guy named Jupiter who could hook me up with one of those things, and Vroid has only gotten easier to work with. I think it was like literally the fact they introduced animal ears to Vroid that was the catalyst that made it happen. They say there's a guy who does it. And then, obviously, I got in touch with Jupiter and arranged that, and luckily my design is not too complicated. And then come January the 28th, 2023, I had my debut here on my own Twitch channel, mostly because, like, in my head, I think I barely, if at all, streamed on my own channel after the switch over to Toku Tuesdays. But, you know, you can't debut a 3D model on somebody else's stream. If you're just like a PNG that like either your friend drew or you made, that's a different thing. But if you're going to have like a genuine model, then you kind of have to show that off on your own thing. And I thought, well, you know, I can do that there. And like, if the mood takes me, I can do like more serious streams. So I made the background assets that you're all very well familiar with by this point, I'm sure. And then there were a few streams. I did a couple. It wasn't worth recounting them all here. The most significant one was then October 31st, and I didn't actually remember I did that on Halloween 2023, which is when I debuted my alternate model, because V had her red one with the white hair, and I thought, well, I'd like to have one of those as well, and I'm a little overachiever, so I made it a different looking design. You know how I am. And that's 2023 kind of on this chart. That's kind of the start of the modern era, as it were. Like, that's when the status quo gets established. And then moving into 2024, if I could, I got my shit rocked horribly forever. Hell on J Technique. It was a nightmare year. I could have included every stream I managed to do on this one slide with ample space. It was abysmal. It was a disastrous year to be me. Do I still have this? I think I kept this around deliberately somewhere. I bet you it's on a different source. Hold on. I can find this. I still have this. I keep this around. Image? Yes. Where is it? Where are you? Right. I still keep this from... Jesus Christ, that's too big. This is from my first anniversary stream, which I thought about including on the slide as well. But I did my little year in review for 2023, which I think was like, had my debut, got an alternate model, did some streams and a bunch of real world stuff. And then I made some goals for 2024, which was redecorate, get some new graphics. That didn't happen. More games streamed, not a fucking chance. Collabs, not even one. A new outfit, no. Stream more frequently, really, 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 really big no. Make videos, that didn't happen. Challenge and event streams, also no. Don't get my ass beat by real life brackets as badly, not even close. I got fucking worked over for 12 miserable bastard months in 2024. Okay. Those are ambitions for my channel. Yes, I only did collabs. But my role as co-host of Toku Tuesday was a whole different animal in my mind. This was like my ambitions for myself, you know? And I didn't meet a single goddamn one of them, because 2024 was horrendous. We played Halo 40 times. Again, not here. Not here we didn't. Those were your streams. Those were in your house. I had no accolades to hang on my wall at the end of 2024. It was not a year of any honor. Now, in your backyard. Now, you may notice that list I ran down for 2024 actually did happen in 2025. Not everything from that list. I didn't get any new graphics. I didn't make any videos, but a bunch of the stuff I said I wanted to do in 2024 did happen in 2025. And you may remember, although I don't think I documented this anywhere. I know, I'm sorry. I have very limited space. I felt bad doing that. It wasn't on purpose, I swear. There's so much Pabs on this, by the way. We gotta get Pabs a medal. Like, Pabs carried me through the thumbnail game in 2025. I would have been bought low without him. Fuck yes. But yes, 2025. Let's do the year in review here in the middle of this slideshow. Obviously, I had the shopping stream, which was loads of fun, and I did feel slightly bad to then just do a stream where I kind of show you a slideshow and talk. But the thing is, I knew I wanted to do that outfit shopping stream like probably by October 2024. I was like, next year I want an outfit and I want it to be something different. And wouldn't it be fun to kind of like go shopping for PNGs on the internet? And that took a lot of... Oh, and of course, the J-Cups made their world-shifting debut. And I've proceeded to not really do much with those, but we'll get to that. Obviously, then Titania made her on-stream appearance, so one day she'll be doing one of these, probably. I don't think she's a slideshow type of princess, to be honest. And V is also in that image, but I had very limited pixel space to work with. Gomenasai, bossu. I didn't mean to cut you out. I played Viscera Cleanup Detail just because I need something easy. Event Horizon also had his on-stream debut with me playing Lovers in a Dangerous Spacetime, and then proceeded to take over the channel for his birthday. Mars is also here. Yes, everyone's kind of like... Everyone I collabed with is kind of just like cropped off to the side, which is unfortunate. I did feel like I was Mike Wazowskiing everybody making this, but it's just the nature of the beast. I then played Minecraft, doing the ghast hunting thing. Me and Ryan played EDF. I then played Wilmot's Warehouse, and thank God for it was let's see, it was Kaiju, wasn't it, who said good for the goose, bad for the gander, I think. And then Pabs heroically made that art of me, which is great because the thumbnail for that stream is not conducive to this kind of thing at all, being just a bunch of abstract shapes in squares. Then, of course, there was the fucking monstrous, almost 9-hour-long Skyrim with only the main quest stream. Then there was Fear 3 co-op with Pabs, who I also cropped out. Gomenasai, Pabs. Shout out to Ryan's right foot. Yeah, then between those two, I had my outfit debut that we shopped for all the way back in January, but it's more difficult to get like 13 images into a thing like this, so that got occluded. That was one of the ones that to my mind didn't really count towards my goal, which I haven't even talked about. But yes, then me and Mars and Ryan and Raf all played Vampire Survivors, and we rounded out the year by playing through all of Halo 3 on Legendary, which is probably the most fun I've maybe ever had with Halo 3, to be honest, despite the fact that it also took like fucking 7 hours. Lulu, it's okay. Water under the bridge, although I was reminded of that recently. It's alright, the scars have healed now. But yes, because going into 2025, off the back, I'm kind of doing this in reverse to the proper order, but coming off of the incredibly unsuccessful goals to successes ratio of 2024, basically I had two things I said in my anniversary stream at the start of 2025, outside of Let's Go Shopping, which was, one, I'm just going to make it through the year, and two, I'm going to stream at least once for every month. Like one stream a month. More would be nice. Technically speaking, I did actually finish the stream on 14 out of the stream. Finished the year on 14 out of 12, because we also had the outfit debut, which was again on Halloween, and then the little nothingy, not nothing, but very very low-key little birthday talking stream in November. But these to me are the 12 serious ones, the ones that like really counted as like a stream that like took time and energy, and weren't like just showing off my new clothes, which admittedly it's mostly just a space constraint thing. 12 breaks down neater into an image like this. But I did, in the process of that, let me get the old JPEG back on again. You will notice that a lot of these, I'll put it over me for a second, no new graphics, but a lot more games streamed. Yes, collabs. Yes, a new outfit. Look, it wasn't the one I was thinking of when I wrote that in 2023. Stream more frequently. More than 0 is, like I could have streamed twice and streamed more frequently than I did in 2024. Make videos. Didn't manage that one, but that's like a time commitment thing. Challenge and event streams. I did 2 of those. And don't get my ass beat by real life as badly. Now, obviously, I streamed 14 times in the year as opposed to like 3 the year before. So obviously that means that 2025 was a much better year for me, is what I would be saying if that was true, but it was also fucking awful. I'm not going to get into it really at all here because it would take all night and it's more personal than needs to be shared on twitch.tv. But suffice to say, I was under the goddamn grindstone for all of 2025. It was appalling. Actually, as a matter of fact, 2023, 4, and 5 is a run-on 3 streak of the worst fucking years of my entire life ever. It's unbelievable how bad shit has been. I mean, obviously, like, it could be worse because I'm still here and I'm having fun with the streams and stuff, but, like, behind the camera, it's been a hell of a time to be me for a long while looking back. It's fine when you're in it, mostly, but then you get out and look back at it and go, damn, that was really rough. And I couldn't find a way to work this into the slides. This is kind of a separate thought that has to go here so that the thing I'm about to say makes sense. But going back a ways, in fact, I physically will go back a ways on the slides. Oh, it slides the wrong way. That's annoying. Whatever. Anyway, you will notice that the first thing I ever did on Twitch was the show that would become Toku Tuesdays, that would become Superhero Saturdays, stroke Sundays. Actually, it really bothers me that slides one way when you do the slide transitions. Why would you make it that way? Dumbass. Anyway, and the thing that I need to say here is that basically this would have stayed, like this being me, would have just stayed as a blog avatar mascot thing, were it not for the existence of Toku Tuesdays. And fast forwarding back again to 2025, obviously we finished Kamen Rider Gav and did not pick up Kamen Rider Zets. And then we were basically forced by Toei being a miserable company to drop Gojuja, although obviously as it came to pass that wouldn't have mattered no matter what we'd done because Sentai then proceeded to fucking die shortly thereafter. So Toku Tuesdays, I mean, we still have Sentai Movie Sundays, but one, that's a slightly different animal because it's not like a weekly show, and two, those are inherently finite now. So around about whenever that decision was made, I actually don't remember when that was. I know it's around, say, November-ish. Ever since then, I have kind of been turning the gears in my head of what that actually means for me. Because this is kind of assigning more weight to a thing like this than it strictly merits, but I have always considered these streams here to be a secondary concern to my principal role, which is being V's co-host. Like that, it doesn't exist anyway because I don't have social media anymore, but like, co-host was always one of the leading words in my like about sections, right? I know beginning with the revised and ending with Gojuja is fucking nuts, but yes. So like I made myself the commitment that I was going to finish this year by the time I started having these thoughts, because I was like, you know, even though I technically met the like one for every month quota, I didn't want to not say stream in December, because I'm glad I didn't, because I'm glad I did stream in December because Halo was lots of fun, but it has been a thought in the back of my mind that like what happens to the girl who came in to co-host a Toku show when that Toku show goes away, and that brings us up to 2026 and here. And since the end of last year, like in December probably, early January maybe, for the last month certainly, I have been going back and forth on what to do with those feelings. And I mean, I've really been going back and forth. I have been metronoming one way and the other between some pretty big extremes. I thought, maybe I like really lean into this, try to actually like grow the channel, get a bigger audience, get some kind of social media presence going again. You know, like try and get more time to myself so I can like focus on the craft of doing this. And on the other alternative, I thought, well, 2025 was a good year. I got a bunch of stuff I wanted to do done. Realistically, with how things have been going for me, do I think I'm going to manage another one of those? Like, do I just try and do the same again? Just say, yep, I'll do one stream a month for 2026 as well? Or do I say, I'll try and do more? Or do I say, well, am I going to manage that kind? Like, even thinking, am I going to manage just a stream every month? Was that maybe too optimistic? Should I still do this? Like, I've really been going over this in my head. It's kind of silly that, like, just the fact that me and V aren't doing the show where we watch Japanese children's television has had, like, an impact I've kind of really had to grapple with and how it relates to, like, me and my own work. But I really have. It's really been, like, an uncertain thing. Because, like, it's not like I, like, okay, let me find my words and have a drink of water. Because the reason that I bring up the fact that, like, outside of the streams, the last 3 years have been pretty brutal to me, is because, like, that kind of can't not affect you when you do this kind of work, right? Like, I think I've generally managed it pretty well, but there have definitely been some streams, sometimes, like, even just individual moments in streams where it's like, I'm definitely propping myself up, if you know what I mean, right? Like, I've never made myself stream when I really wasn't up to it, but that's a very relative scale when you've had, like, the kind of last couple of years I've had. And it's hard not to sort of think, well, like, is that a responsible thing to do? Get on camera and, like, try and be, funny and entertaining, focus on the game you're playing when your mind is just inherently elsewhere? I've been, like I say, I think I've managed it very well so far, but could I guarantee to myself that would keep happening? I don't want to make my personal problems my viewers' problems. You're not here to, like, deal with the difficulties of my life. So, like, if I'm gonna be having just the fucking hammers dropped on me, like, relentlessly, like, is it a responsible thing to do as someone who considers herself an entertainer to risk taking that energy out in front of the camera or up on the stage in front of an audience? And I've got to have some more water. I've been over what I'm saying here so many times in my head, and I'm still getting nervous. Bear with me. Thank you, Cena. Like, oh, I've lost my train of thought. Yes, right. Like what do I mean? What's the word? Yeah, the confluence of the fact that it's been, like, a very hard time to be me, and also the fact that, like, the thing that got me to do this, like, not doesn't exist again. Sentai Movie Sundays are still a thing, and me and, like, I'm always going to be on call to, like, if V wants someone in the co-pilot seat, that's always going to be me, right? Like, I'm there for it. But between those two things, it was like, does this still make sense to do this? To, like, like, am I just keeping it going because of inertia? Because it's what I've been doing for 2-3 years at this point? Um, because ultimately, while I have been able to, I think, have um, a lot of fun doing this, I have been, you know, I've been, what's the term I'm looking for? I've been under the anvil, I keep wanting to say. Like, I have been beat up, I've been busted open. I have had my world rocked in every goddamn axis. Um, I have, I have suffered fucking stress, harassment, bereavement, heartbreak, fucking eviction from the same place twice, which is crazy. And through all of it, the streams have been the most consistent thing in my life, so I will be god damned if I'm gonna stop now. You're gonna see a lot more of me in 2026, and that is a fucking ironclad promise. And you can start right now, this minute, because I have a YouTube channel. I actually made it in the middle of last year because I put in so much work into the Skyrim stream, I didn't want to let it go up in smoke. Sorry, I tricked you. I'm really sorry. I had to do it. There was no other way. That was not, I swear, none of that was artifice. None of that was put on. That was all genuine. Everything I just said was really true. It was a real possibility in my mind, even up to a couple of, days ago, that I might seriously pull the plug on this, but no. Fuck that. There's no way I'm going away. Not a chance. Are you kidding? This is the most fun thing I've ever done in my life. Yeah, no, I would. It was absolutely genuine. I would never, ever, ever lie to you. I am the most earnest person on Twitch.tv. There's not a chance in hell that I would say all that and just be pretending to announce I have a VOD channel. Just for that little stunt player. Batsu stream will be soon. I've already done one of those. I'm hardy to it. There's nothing you can do that'll scare me. But yes, I have a YouTube VOD and other things channel, which is, let me just have a look at the URL because I meant to write it down, youtube.com/@j-goldenxmage, and every stream I do, except for ones like the birthday thing because I didn't archive that, will be going up there to be recorded for posterity, because frankly, it was a little bit nihilistic, the relationship I used to have with this stuff. This isn't just a side thing I do. It doesn't matter if Toku Tuesdays is gone. This is my own thing. I have put in hours and hours and hours of work into making these streams something entertaining. Ever since I was a little girl, I have wanted to entertain people. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a stand-up comedian. When I was an adolescent, I wanted to be a writer. When I was a teenager, I wanted to be a director. And now that I am 28 years old, so come the end of January 2027, 30 will be very much on the horizon. I don't really care how I do it, but I just want to give you guys a good time, basically. I felt the draw to be on the computer. And there's a lot I have in mind to do this year. Towards that end. I'm not going to write it down in bullet points because time has taught me that if I make a big list of things, it's just a list that I can look back on even 2 years later and go, damn, I didn't manage to do that. But I have a bunch of stuff that I want to do. My ambition for this year is that, one, I'm going to stream basically whenever I want to and I'm able, and that's going to be way more than once a month. I have a bunch of ideas for stuff I want to do. Some of it's going to take a lot of organizing, some of it I can do literally by myself in half an hour. But I'm going to do as many of them as I possibly can. Fucking, not even Gorilla Stream. I might make a schedule graphic, if you can believe that. I'm about to start taking this shit seriously, because if I'm not the #1 co-host in the land anymore, then I'm gonna be the goddamn #1 me in the land. I may not have the most professional setup. I may not have sound padding. I might be using a microphone I got in 2021. I might be getting face capture out of a laptop webcam, but there's no one in the world who's better at being me than I am. #1. That's fucking me. And I'm gonna make sure that that is shown and recorded in every single thing that I do this year. And again, I don't know how much of this I'm going to be able to do, because life doubtless will get in the way. You know, I am not so naive as to think just because I have made this commitment that things are going to get magically that much easier this year. But it doesn't matter, because here's the thing. Going into 2025, I said, in a way that was somewhat desperate, 2025 is going to be my year. Like, that's a positive affirmation, but I said it because 2024 was so not my year that if I had another year that was really against me, I was going to lose it. And here's the thing, is 2025 was still awful. Worse than 2024 in some ways, but it was my year because I made it my year. And so it doesn't matter what happens in a year, it'll be my year. Every year is my year, because I make it my year. And this year's going to be my year too, and so is the one after that, because there ain't no force in heaven or earth that can fucking stop me. I have endured 3 years of misery, illness, mental turmoil, and I have had a good fucking time through all of it, and I'm gonna keep doing that no matter what happens. And I don't know exactly where this is all going to lead to. Motivating you to make art? Do it! Do it! Go do it. If I can motivate you to do anything, you follow that feeling. You hold on to that tight, because there is nothing I want to do more than, well, both. If I can entertain you, that's great. If I can motivate you to pursue something that entertains yourself, that's the best feeling in the world. If this can be inspirational in any regard for any of you, then that is like, that makes every single second of hardship I have ever endured in my entire life worth it, if I can do that. Because I have been inspired to be here. I've been inspired by, not least, like, I've been inspired by all the streamers I watch in some regard. You know, like fucking Pecora and Marine back in 2020, by, like, all of the fucking crazy talented indies now, by our friends in this community, and of course, above anybody else, by V, because I wouldn't be here without V. I honestly always forget that I asked to be on Toku Tuesday, but of course I did. Like, it looked like an amazing time, and I love spending time with V, and look where it's gotten me. And if I can do that for anybody else, then that's just incredible. Ooh, thank you, Cedar. That means a lot. Sorry, I kind of got I got amped up off the course I was trying to talk along by the notion of motivating someone to make art. I did think about writing a script for this, but that wouldn't. I wouldn't have stuck to it. Basically, it's a sprawling network of ideas. But yes, you will be seeing a lot more of me this year, is the bottom line of it. I'm going to stream really as much as I can. And I never did manage to cross off that make videos bit from the 2024 agenda, but I will be doing that. I've alluded to this in the server before, but that fucking monstrous Skyrim stream, that was made I made the YouTube channel before that because I had an eye to the fact that once that was done, I was going to cut that down to a video. And editing 8 hours of footage down into a tight sort of 25 is a difficult task when you have, you know, like a day job, but I'm working on it, and that is gonna come out. And I'm gonna try and just make some videos that aren't even streams first, you know, just put stuff together when I'm not streaming. I want to just make stuff. I'm always saying what I'm gonna do, and this year I'm gonna do it. Like, I'm done being all indecisive and wishy-washy and thinking it would be nice if I did this, nice if I did that. Oh, I never watch stuff, I should do it. I'm watching a bunch of stuff this year with a bunch of different people, and already it feels great. Like, it just enriches your life to be doing that much stuff. Oh, Kaiju, thank you for saying that. I know it feels almost underselling it to say that means a lot. But genuinely, that is like, it's not the reason I do this, because I don't dare have such lofty ambitions, basically. But like, yeah, the fact I'm able to be a part of doing that is just fantastic. Really makes me happier than anything to be able to do that. And again, I do want to say I'm sorry for scaring you all earlier by making it sound like I was graduating. It was, while true, a little bit on purpose, because I wanted to sort of bring you into my emotional headspace. I'm not sorry. No, it's true. It's true, I did it on purpose, and if you gave me today to do over again, I would do it the same way. You knew all along, of course, yeah. For the record, when I do eventually graduate, because well, you know, if I eventually graduate, actually, fuck it, I might do this forever. It will, like, I won't do the whole, like, wistful into the sunset thing. It'll be a party when I go. Like, we'll have, like, we'll make a show of it. I won't, like, bury the lead with, like, oh, there's an important announcement, there's something I have to tell you. It'll be like, we got the last show coming up, and I'm gonna tear the fucking house down with it. It's a misdirection. Anyway, I believe that is all I have to say for right now. I don't want to keep us from the fucking WWE Royal Rumble, which they very discourteously scheduled on the same day that I was doing this. 122 brain attacks streaming Kira Major the movie. Fuck. Yeah, I'll be uploaded into the cloud so I can keep doing this. Marika Laipi on Castle Superbeast praying she can still be a VTuber when she's 50 with an undercurrent of desperation in her voice. Fuck, I forgot about that. Awesome. All the Kira Major movies suck ass. That's great when we get there. Ah, fuck it. It'll be fun because we're doing it. We've watched worse. Callie isn't living to 50. I'm going to live forever, by the way. I know, like, the Reaper comes for all of us in the end, but not for me. I'm built fucking different. That's not true. That's not true. I have a healthy respect for my own mortality that informs my boundless zest for life in the moment. Most terrified woman of all time, the Callie eyes gif. Okay. Compose my thoughts. Have a little drink of water. Lulu, the fact life is finite is what makes it special. Remember that. Right, yes. I don't think I have anything else I was really intending to say. I think I've covered all of it. There's no estimate for when we die, but the world will know the whole time we're alive. Fuck. Yes. That's the realest shit. I can't even say that's the realest shit you've ever said. You say a lot of it, but like that's the core of it, huh? The world will know. Didn't Northernlion do this bit already? Well, there may be some influence in there, but anyway, the point being, that I'm not going anywhere, and I have a lot of plans for 2026. And let me leave you with this. Let me speak to 2026 directly, right? I'm sure that you have some nasty surprises in store for me this year. I don't doubt that I am going to have some pretty rough periods in this year. But I would like you to look back over the last 5 years and all the shit they put me through and ask yourself what happened, because I'm still here and they're just a memory. I said it once before, but let me say it again. I might get knocked down hard and I might get knocked down often, but nothing ever keeps me down for long. Come January 2027, I'm still gonna be here and you'll just be a memory. And that's a fucking promise. Oh. Okay. I'm going to call it there for the night. I honestly wasn't expecting this to go for over an hour. Really funny thing here is right after this, you gotta go into the VC and answer to the people. Right after this, I gotta get something to eat, to be honest with you. But then I'll go out, I'll sign some fucking autographs. You have to bring your own pen and something to sign, but I'll happily sign it for you. You can hold on to it and sell it on eBay when I'm rich and famous. But yes, thank you all for thank you all for coming along, and thank you for listening to everything I had to say. And I will see you again very, very soon. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Those of you who are in V's server, which is literally all of us, but for those of you who are going to be coming along to it, I hope the Royal Rumble isn't us. Have a lovely rest of your weekend, and I will see you soon, just as soon as I can find my ending screen. I've moved things around. There we are. I will see you all soon. Love and peace forever. Good night.